right, what's going on, big dog? So the biggest scam of the year has officially come and went by in basically the blink of an eye. So I'm sure at this point you've all heard of the game the day before. And if you haven't yet, then consider yourself really lucky. And to anyone who has actually bought, and especially those who have played this game, I pray and I hope that there is a GoFundMe for you out there for those impacted by this tragic event. And may you get the help that you clearly desperately need, because this game just bent everyone over and screwed them. The day before has a long and rocky road to begin with, and I think most believed that it wasn't actually even ever gonna come out. At least I didn't, and holy crap, do I wish it never did. The day before might be the worst experience I have ever seen and had with any video game, at least with that type of budget, and one that wasn't getting put out to purposely be trash. So before I tear into this game, let's go back to the beginning of this terrible major scam. So back in January of 2021, Fantastic Studios, which is the studio that has made and released this game, showed off a trailer for the game that looked and played way better, or appeared to be way better than what we inevitably and sadly got to experience. It was showed off as like this cross between games like the Division series, or games kind of like The Last of Us, and even games like 7 Days to Die. It was basically going to be this large-scale MMO RPG where you needed to run around and loot and try to survive in this apocalyptic world overrun with zombies and other players who were also out for the loot. So you would have to watch out for other players and try to get in and out. So you could kind of compare it to games like Escape from Tarkov, but at least from the trailers that we got, which are now deleted, by the way, it didn't seem to be as punishing as games like Tarkov. So all in all, the game received a lot of praise and got a lot of hype. But much like Amy Schumer's career, this game just continued to disappoint everyone as it continued down its inevitable road of failure. From constant pushbacks on the release date, to switching over to the Unreal Engine, to the developers barely announcing anything at all ever, it just seemed like this game was going to be another one lost in development hell. And I think a lot of people today, again, like Amy Schumer, wish it never did leave development hell. Well, unfortunately, the game got released only 5 days ago from the point of this recording, and holy shit, is this game bad. Like, it's not fun bad, or funny bad, or even just purposely bad. It is outright bad. Some people may even call it terrible, or as I like to call it, a fucking scam, because that is exactly what this game seems to be. On the day of release, keep in mind this is the day of release of this game, Fantastic decided to release this kind of statement, I guess is how you could put it. So I'll go ahead and read it out for you. Revelations from Fantastic, ahead of the day before's release. To our future player who will dive into the game on December 7th, we made this game for you so that you will enjoy the game and it becomes a celebration. Together, we will continue improving the game and adding content. So, first of all that was a fucking lie. But the next part is where it gets spicy. To a person who didn't believe in us, we made this game for you too. We accept any kind of criticism and don't hold a grudge against you. Well, thank you so much, because I'm sure everyone who was like, hey, this is going to be a scam, was totally thinking like, oh man, I hope they aren't mad at us if they make the game. I'm sure everyone was like, oh, thank God that Fantastic decided to forgive us of our sins. But before we continue moving forward together, kindly allow us to note a few things. Please forgive us for not doing the best marketing and teasers. We'll learn something new and improve ourselves every single day. So to kind of nitpick that is like basic level shit. Like if you've ever made anything in your life, marketing and teasers for a game is basic level crap. Like you can't just say, oh, sorry, we suck at it. No, just say that you were lazy and didn't put anything out. That's probably what happened, is you guys were just fucking lazy and didn't care because you never thought the game was going to get made anyways. I'm sure, and at least from what the final product, that's what it seemed like, is I'm sure they were thinking, nobody wants this. And then it got a lot of hype and they're like, oh, crap. Now we actually have to work. Shit. Anyways, Please don't accuse us of scamming. That's not true. We didn't take a penny from anyone. Please don't accuse us of asset flip. That's not true also. Our team worked day and night for 5 years to make our dream game a reality. Please don't underestimate our work. It wasn't easy. We are like you. We worked hard, and we were incredibly happy that our game will finally see the light of day for everyone to explore. To our supporters, no matter what, thank you for protecting us from injustice and fakes. Your kind words give us the energy to create this game. Blessings to you. So, first and foremost, if you don't want people calling you a scam and saying, like, we didn't take a penny from anyone, a scam could be a lot of things, okay? You don't need to take my money for me to call you a scam artist, okay? If you're trying to sell me the Brooklyn Bridge, I'm going to call you a scam artist. You didn't take anything from me. You took my time because you told me all this crap. Like, oh, look how cool this would be. You'll make $1 million if you do this. And then I'm like, okay, what is it? Well, how am I going to get it? What do I need to do? And they're like, oh, you just need to buy the Brooklyn Bridge from me. I'm going to be like, oh, you mean that governmental property that no one can actually purchase? Oh, no, I'm not stupid. Same with this game, right? I went and got it because I full-heartedly knew that I was more than likely going to have to refund it. And I figured if I bought it, worst case scenario, I refund it and I get my money back. Or best case scenario, it's really good and I enjoy it and it's a new game I get to play. So I understand when I'm going into things like this, that if I'm a little sketched about it, I try to make sure I maintain my 2-hour time limit on Steam, you know what I mean? But they took a lot of people's time. They obviously took some people's money. Now I'll get to that here later in the video as well. But this is a scam. You can't just say, don't call us a scam artist because it'll hurt our feelings, is basically all they're saying. They also said, don't accuse us of asset flipping, which is the wildest thing ever. There is clear asset use throughout the entire damn game. Like, a lot of the maps are clearly just asset flips. Some of the characters, things like that. This is clearly all like purchased packets or packages for video games that they just kind of slap together. It's not good. It's not good at all. You can say your team worked day in and day night. I mean, I'm sure they did. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on your development team at all, because at the end of the day, Fantastic is a studio, and the guy at the top is going to say what happens is final. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I think a lot of game developers and a lot of people who put time and energy into these things really do want their projects and time and effort to actually go to something good. But when the studio themselves is like, nope, throw it out there, what can you do? You know, you're just a peon at this company. You're not going to be able to just say, no, we're not releasing it yet. You can't do that, right? If the studio wants it out, they want it out, ready or not. That sucks, but that is the reality. So I don't think anyone's underestimating your work. I just think they're more mad about the company being scummy. And then obviously supporters things. Thanks you for protecting us from injustice and fakes. Like, what injustice was being done to you that people were like skeptical of your game? That's every game. What scam or fakes, I mean, were being done to you? Like, well, there's these fake fans out there. You haven't even released anything good yet. Like, how do you have haters or fakes? Everyone's just trying to see what you're going to put out. And if it sucks, they're going to tell you it sucks. Right? So I have no idea what their issue was there. It was a stupid situation. And they did not need to post this. They could have been like, hey, game's coming out tomorrow. Hope to see you guys there. You know, we're open for criticism. Just a basic whatever post. And it would have been fine. But they had to go, ooh, don't feel bad for us. Ooh, woo, that kind of crap. So really stupid, really dumb. And I agree with like none of it at all. So, and then they got into some hot water because their game wasn't doing well over the first couple days. It was riddled with bugs. Me personally, my gameplay experience was for like 25 freaking minutes, dude. I spent like an hour and a half trying to even get into a goddamn lobby because I couldn't get a server to work. I tried Asia, Europe, North American. I couldn't get into anything. I doubt they were filling up the wazoo because after the game had been out for like 2 hours, nobody was playing it anymore because it was riddled with bugs. It was terrible. It wasn't fun to play. The experience was awful. Constant bugs, constant glitches. The enemies were not threatening in really any way, shape, or form unless they bugged out and walked through crap half the time. But I couldn't even really play the game that much because either I would get in and it would crash, or I would have some weird bug that would, you know, limit me from playing. Like, I don't know what they were expecting, but their big comeback to this, with everybody being like, hey, what the hell, this game sucks, is they come out on Twitter and they go, this was our first big experience. Shit happens. Really? That's gonna be your, like, haha, gotcha moment there? Really? That's gonna be what you're saying to people? Super stupid, super dumb, really petty is how it came off to me. And then, of course, just the other day, they sadly had to announce that the game was coming down. So this happened just yesterday. So this was 4 days after the release of the game. They put out this statement saying, today we announced the closure of Fantastic Studio. Unfortunately, the day before has failed financially. No shit. And we lack the funds to continue. All income received is being used to pay off debts to our partners. We invested all our efforts, resources, and man hours into development of the day before, which was our first huge game. We really wanted to release new patches to reveal the full potential of the game, but unfortunately, we just don't have the funding to continue the work. It's important to note that we didn't take any money from the public during this development of the day before. There were no pre-orders or crowdfunding campaigns. We worked tirelessly for 5 years, pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into this game. At the moment, the future of the day before in Prop Night is unknown, but the servers will remain operational. We apologize if we didn't meet your expectations. We did everything within our power, but unfortunately, we miscalculated our capabilities. Creating games is an incredibly challenging endeavor. We're grateful for everyone who supported us during these difficult years. It's been a fantastic journey over the past 8 years. And then it gives you this little area down in the corner telling you basically their whole time trials and whatever. Time of opening the studio till closing after the release of the day before. So first and foremost, if you don't want people to think you're a scam, you don't need to note that you didn't take money from the public or anything like that. It's a pretty big, red flag to a lot of people. If somebody comes up to you and is like, hey man, are you a scam? And you go, I didn't take any money from anybody. Like, that sounds a little 50-50 on that one, I would say. That's a pretty big red flag. And what dumbfounds me about this is this was 4 days after they decided to shut this down. I really highly doubt they just ran out of money, because people bought the game. They were willing, they should have had plenty of time to put in some patches. I figured this game would last for at least 3 or 4 months. I thought this was going to kind of be like an Evolve situation. If you guys remember that game, if you don't, holy shit, I'm old. I felt like this was going to end up like that game, where it comes out, they try to push out a few patches to try and fix, certain aspects of the game to try and make it more fun, more entertaining. And then, sure, it inevitably fails, but you can at least see that they were putting an effort, that they were trying at the very least. These guys didn't even want to do that. I feel like they were just hiring a bunch of random, like, fresh out of college developers or something like that. And we're just like, all right, guys, here's a bunch of asset packets we bought, throw it all together, make it look somewhat okay to play, and then we're going to sell it, make our money back, and fucking dip. That's what we're going to do. Like, this was all set up just to try to make them some money and get some hype around the studio, I feel like. But then it got a little too overhyped. They stepped a little too far out of their comfort zone, got a little too zealous with it, and it just crumbled in their face. And I couldn't be happier, honestly. This game, I've been saying it's going to be a scam to, like, friends that were talking about buying it and things like that. I was very skeptical of this game, and it fucking sucks, guys. It is a terrible, terrible game. Do not play it. Do not buy it. If you think that you need to, don't. Save your money, all right? Donate it. Put it in the savings, because anything you do with it, go gamble if you want. You have a better chance of winning the lottery, all right, and being happy that you lost, because you're not going to win the lottery. But if you went and spent your money on something other than this game, you will still feel more satisfactory out of that than you would playing this game. It sucks. And they finally released one last statement. So obviously, with the game being shut down and people not wanting to play it anymore because it sucks, they released a statement about refunds. So to an answer to those asking for a refund, Mytona, which is, I believe, like their parent company, and we are currently working with Steam to allow refunds for any player who chooses to request one, regardless of game time. Fantastic received $0 and will receive nothing from the day before sales. So, obviously, if people don't refund it, they're going to make something off of it or whatever. I'm sure they have to pay their employees and pay off all of the other stuff before they can pay themselves, obviously. But at least, I guess at the end of it all, at least they're finally going to be giving out refunds, which it's something, I guess. It's not great, but I mean, it's something. At least now people can get their money back. I already got mine back, so I'm totally fine. I'm happy this game is dead and gone, because holy crap, was it bad, you guys. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy, remember to leave a like, comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. Thank you all for the support recently. It's been absolutely wonderful and super incredible. I can't say thank you enough. Don't forget to check me out on all my socials. Links will be down in the description below. If you want to know what I use for recording software, anything like that, what my hardware is, my PC, all that is also linked down below. So feel free to check that out. Call me a nerd, whatever it is. It's pretty cool. And but that's all I got for you guys today. So thank you for your time. And until the next video, Godspeed.